Fire signs, if you have Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries in your charts, especially your sun sign, this is your message towards the end of March, beginning of April 2025. So let's get right into it. So, guys, fire signs, first and foremost, I have a bit of a message here, okay? Some heavy energies. First of all, I read reversals, and every single one of your tarot cards came in the reverse. This is telling me a lot of things right now at the end of March are not as they seem to be. They're not in the alignment that you're hoping for. And I'm not trying to scare you or have you scroll away from this video. If anything, I want you to get some insight from this and what you can do. First and foremost, you might be hearing some information that's not necessarily true. With the Page of Wands in the reverse, this is like the you might receive some false news, something that might even get you a little bit spooked, but it's not even real. So you're going to have to assess what are you going to really be allowing? What information are you going to be allowing during this time? What are you going to allow to sort of involve itself into your life? And so you're going to have to be a little bit defensive here. I see you going into a little bit defensive mode. With the Seven of the Wands in the reverse, this is telling me that, you know, maybe some things are coming at you. So you're going to have to assess a little bit of what you're allowing in. It's a little bit hard to put, but what I'm really trying to say here is that look at the King of Swords. It comes in the reverse as well. This is another heavy energy of almost like you're feeling something coming at you. You have to be almost like a king, you know, aggressive, confident, but it comes in the reverse as well, telling me that that can mean overbearing, right? So let's say something comes at you, some news or information, and then you might feel a little bit defensive or a little bit like to go on the offense about something like that. And this could actually kind of stir some things up in you. Like, once again, I have to read the cards as they are. Sometimes your energies are, you know, they represent different things, different cycles. And fire signs, if you have this in your sun chart, there's going to be some things here that you're going to have to analyze in different ways, be prepared to handle in certain ways, and even be expected for things to not go exactly the way you were thinking when it comes to your relationships and your money, and maybe even your physical health. We have the Five of Pentacles and Two of Cups, which is like a relationship card. Everything coming here in the reverse. So once again, I'm trying to paint a positive picture for you fire signs, but I am seeing that you might even find yourself in a more conflicting situation with people around you, your family or a loved one. You might find yourself not in your best health that you've been in a little bit. But of course, you might also be blowing things out of proportion, right? So that's what Page of Wands in the reverse as your center card is also telling me, kind of like don't make a mountain out of a molehill type of situation. And just be careful how you come at this. So I'm giving you a real message here, fire signs, that if some things come at you at the end of March, it's your little role here to just simply take it as it comes. Just, you know, throw spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks kind of advice. I wish I had something more clear for you here, but it's looking a little heavy for you, fire signs. So be prepared to just, you know, I'm going to say find a little outlet for yourself during this time. Try to cancel the noise coming around you. Maybe turn off social media. Might be giving you a bit of the false information, maybe getting you a little rowdy here. Whatever this is, it's just coming at you, and you really have to find a way to focus yourself to not feel like this is an attack on you. Instead, everything that happens in life, as much as it sounds like a cliche, is trying to help you to grow as an individual, to grow stronger. But there are messages here that you're going to have to see the warning signs a little bit as the end of March to know what, you know, when to hold them, when to fold them. Sorry once again for the cliches, but it's just a little bit like you gotta go at this in a certain way, fire signs, in order to ground a lot of more intense, heavier energy, to be completely honest with you. So let's go ahead and see with the moon sign what you can do to help you during this time, and what is important for you to know, fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Look what we're happening here at the end of March 2024. Pretty crazy stuff. Nothing is yet set in stone. So this is telling me that, once again, things can change. Things are not as they always seem or appear. So nothing is set in stone. Nothing is definitive. This is more of a message here telling me that if something does feel like it's off and it's not right, it may not, it's exactly that. It's because it's not exactly as real as you think. It's not as firm and as big as you might think. You are still capable of free will. You are still capable of handling things in a different way. It's very important, fire signs, for you to be very flexible at the end of March. This is going to give you some good advice here to just, be as open-minded as you can be as centered as you can be, and just focus on the things that make you happy as much as you can at the end of March while you're sort of navigating the situation. And remember, as you're navigating these sort of stormy waters, to be completely honest, once again, nothing is as real or as solid as you think. There's more room for you to make improvements and change your life and other positive things. You just have to find, keep that open mind. I'm really hearing that come over and over in my head. Fire signs, keep that open mind. That's going to help you to just find the real reality, is what I'm hearing. One more message from the angels and ancestors for your path here at the end of March, the beginning of April. Fire signs, you got a little bit coming at you, and I always want to give whatever advice I can. When I consider tarot, I don't think of tarot as some magic thing that tells you how much money you're going to make. I consider tarot like weather. If it's going to be raining, I have to tell you to bring an umbrella. So that's how I see tarot. It's just a forecast of a few energies, okay? But it's different for everybody. So please take everything I say with a grain of salt, but also, here we go. Not bad at all. Trust higher forces. A perfect card to come out when it says that sometimes things happen in strange ways. Sometimes things happen in ways that you weren't expecting. Sometimes you have to expect the unexpected in this life. So the shaman has come out to remind you to almost have this open-minded, mystical approach to things as much as you can. Of course, you're human. You're allowed to get a little disgruntled. You're allowed to be defensive a little bit. It's your life you're protecting. But such a message here that while things might not seem as clear as they can be, trust those higher forces that are aligning things, bringing you into where you can truly be. And once again, nothing is set in stone. The higher forces are not trying to bring you to a specific A to B. They're just trying to let you understand that the world is your oyster. You can create things through energy. I know it's easier said than done, fire signs. We've all been there. This is the advice I can give you. So keep your head up, keep your mind open, and best of luck, fire signs. Thank you so much for watching. This is Alfredo Tarot. Until next time.